Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building.
What did I say last time? We just going with Poe right now.
You said Western Poe.
Western Poe. Nah, not today. Today is just Poe.
Okay. I'm cool with that. Tuning into an episode of Outlawed Opinions. So we appreciate the love and the support of this series that we came out with. And we got
go ahead and legalize it, man.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on, man.
Nah, and we have talked since the new year. So okay.
Yeah.
So this is the second episode of the new year. Shit got funky. As I already said, something happened at the beginning of the year. It wasn't nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
But it was something.
Yeah.
So this week is more about just shit on the airwaves. Nothing really
Yeah.
on the streets.
Yeah. Oh, the streets is always talking.
Streets is always talking.
Streets is always talking.
Yeah.
Streets is always talking.
At all times. Yeah. A little too much.
Yeah. I mean, I think the streets have always talked too much.
But now it's the internet that talk too much.
Well, yeah. Well, the internet and the streets is kind of like they kind of got this relationship. You know what I'm saying? Where certain things is supposed to be left in the streets and certain things ain't supposed to be on the internet. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, that you got a lot of...
That line been crossed a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, and they stepping over it, too. Yeah. Keep repainting it. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't...
It's not a line.
We keep repainting it, bro, and they like, man, whatever. We going to keep stepping over it. We don't care.
Especially the YNs.
Yeah, man. Especially the YNs.
The YNs.
So, just getting right into it. Cenat sat down with... Shannon Sharp, yeah. While we wait on this potential Cat Williams appearance. And so there was a part of the interview where he talked about his dad being absent and, him reconnecting with his dad, and his dad kind of has this other family thing going on. So Kai has step siblings that are excited to be related to him. Mm-hmm. And he said he decided that after he, obviously grew up, that he would forgive his dad for being absent. But there was something that I wanted to point out, that his sister had a decent relationship with the dad. Yeah. So, he was obviously in his own right harboring some feelings growing up, but he decided to let them go once he grew up. Right. And, he decided that he wanted to help out. One of the things that we didn't get to see when we was reviewing the footage was he did talk about how when he reconnected with his dad didn't ask for anything. So that made it easier for him to do for his dad, because his dad just appreciated the relationship. Mm-hmm. And so
that's dope.
I thought that was dope, but apparently the platform that shared that content, the supporters of that platform, or a lot of the, I'll just say the black diaspora, the black community, the Black Caucus,
for sure.
They got a different perspective.
But it wasn't the whole Black Caucus, because it wasn't.
I feel like it was more of the younger parts.
What do we call them?
The younger generation.
The YNs.
Yeah.
And then it's like a certain sector. And
the Padawans. Everybody can't be a Jedi.
Yeah, but
everybody's been trained. I would say the Padawans. The Padawans.
It's just something we're gonna figure it out. But for real, they was mad in the comments because he wasn't, like, I saw like holding accountable, not holding men accountable, or what about your mom and how stressed she was. And one, to me, it was like, well, the conversation ain't about his mom and they talking about his dad. A lot of y'all be wanting like the kid to be mad at the dad. And
I never understood that.
Y'all use that, like how y'all deal with a lot of y'all, the fathers of some of y'all kids, is y'all will use the kid as a pawn.
To weaponize.
Weaponize that, and then you expect the child, and then you kind of basically mold the child to dislike the father, regardless of whether the relationship is absent there or not, or half there, or however the relationship is. Y'all poison that, and you mad. They're mad that he's not holding them accountable. But again, he said he didn't fuck with him for a long time.
He said he wasn't
until he was up.
So there could have been opportunities where that relationship could have started sooner.
That sounded like accountability holding to me. If I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah.
However he's dealing with it. So the fact that they not one acknowledging that, and you don't know what what about his mama? You think he ain't took care of his mama? Like, knock it off. Like, y'all trying
Well, the thing is that I notice about our community, bro, is that when somebody else has moved on from where we are currently at, we expect them to feel how we currently feel.
For sure.
Right? So when I seen the comments and I seen the backlash, people are saying, oh, you basically being your dad's dad now, or what about all the stuff your mom went through? His whole entire family is doing a whole lot better than all of us.
Yeah, I seen a female saying like he'll just be just like his dad, and it's like, oh, you's a hater, you hella mad.
Yeah, you real mad.
You hella mad.
And the thing is that you should really question your integrity and your soul if you are mad that somebody doesn't hate something.
Yeah, you gotta be, especially something that ain't got nothing to do with you.
Think about that though.
It's not. He don't even know you. You don't know him. You're not related to the girl family. Nothing.
Right.
And you mad.
You're mad. But it even goes a step further, because I feel like there was a lot of women in there that probably go through that with a baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? And because even the post, I don't know if you've seen it in the video, the post that was kind of tailoring to the video, where it was like, look at this, like, basically the son, like, giving the dad a pass. And it's like, well, first of all, y'all got to understand that there's been this narrative that, fathers, specifically black fathers, are this, but there are a lot of mothers that abandon their children, and there's never a conversation about it. And I'm not saying that there needs to be one, but y'all do have to understand that there's always another side to it. There's always, there's not for every, but there's absent fathers out there. There are also mothers that abandon. I mean,
and there's a lot of y'all single mothers who
one of Will Smith's,
just be there, but you're not there. You're not there. You just because you in the home don't mean that you're not poisoning.
Bro.
Just because you are the sole provider, to say,
there's a difference between maintaining a child and raising a child.
Exactly. So
Will Smith did a movie that he should have got an Oscar for called Pursuit of Happiness. What happened at the beginning of that movie? The mother walked out, and it was just him and his son sleeping in bathrooms, sleeping on public transportation. That happens. It happens actually more than you think. And don't get it twisted. Some of these single moms be wanting to give up. One of the reasons that keeps them going is the fact that they don't want that public humiliation of giving up. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we can have that conversation too.
That's true.
But the fact is that I feel like in our community, we keep stirring that hate pot. We keep it boiling. We keep stirring it. And we're like mad when certain individuals in our lives or that we're exposed to decide to approach a situation that could be filled with hate with love.
I did see somebody say that one of the comments from one of the ladies on there said his mom must have raised him right. That was sweet. Like, so she was not only acknowledging the fact that he was having this appreciation or this understanding of his father,
right,
but she was also saying, his mother must have raised him right, which is dope. What I was thinking, though, is a lot of women probably don't realize that when they're raising these young boys, that one, these young boys are growing and knowing you and seeing you in all of your areas of greatness and your areas of
failure.
Not, I wouldn't say failure, but
hardship.
Areas that need improvement. And so this boy has this relationship with a single mom that's kind of grows from a son and child, brother and mother, to like this kind of relationship that they see you and understand who you are, but they are who they are as well, especially if they are exhibiting characteristics of their father. They're going to really start to understand as they grow into being a man the perspective that their father could potentially have once they get into their own relationships, especially they get into their own relationships and they begin to experience how they respond to things or how they think about certain things. And then they start trying to like sometimes imagine and think, and subconsciously, unconsciously, they will become able to realize that, you know, maybe it wasn't all just him.
There's a lot of scenarios where there's probably more to the story, but you know, the father has to just take the blame for whatever reason. But I will say this, bro. When you look at scenarios where a lot of people, especially a lot of moms out there that's had it rough, raising their children by themselves, when you look at scenarios where the father does eventually want to come back into their life, whether they're doing well or not. I mean, yeah, it does matter how that kid is doing, that, you know, you might have some suspicion, but just because the father hasn't been there does not mean that that boy doesn't need his dad. And I think we've trained ourselves to lie with this. We lie to ourselves with this concept of, if it's something that we can't have, we don't need it. Yeah. And that's not accurate. That's not true. It's actually damaging. It's okay to still need things that you're lacking. If anything, once you acknowledge that, you know, I needed this or I needed that, when we try to act like we don't, but once we acknowledge it, we're already one step closer to either getting something close to it or figuring out what we need to do to obtain it. So, for example, there's a lot of women out there struggling with kids, in that their fathers aren't playing that role. That role doesn't have to always be filled by a new boyfriend or a new dude. It could be filled by the closest cousin that you grew up with, or, you know, an uncle that did a good job raising your cousins, or grandfather. You know, there's Big Brother programs. There's all of these different things that can help bring that male figure. Like, I got lucky when my dad passed and I had my older brother. I have a lot of older brothers, but my older brother that I had always been around and been with since I was a child. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the stroller at the flag football games. You know what I'm saying? So I was lucky enough to have my older brother, who was actually taught by my dad how to be a man. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that I feel like when I see that type of hatred, or I see that type of anger, it's like, to me, when I was scrolling through the comments, all I seen was just, man, it's a lot of unchecked trauma up in here.
Well, a lot of women have this sense of not needing a man and this whole independent women lifestyle thing. Well, it's a reason for that. Like,
yeah,
they say in the 70s, when there was this Voting Rights Act that allowed women to be equal as men in the law, right? Then a lot of women were pushed into the workforce.
Right.
So now there's this sense of having more independence from relying on a man. And so also there were these programs like welfare that also prevented a lot of men who were convicts or had been to prison or jail from benefiting from these programs, right?
Right.
And so it gave an incentive for a lot of women to no longer need a man if they're being provided basic necessities, quote unquote, by the government.
Absolutely.
And so all these different these different things over time created this whole identity for the modern woman to no longer feel like they need a man. And it's been played out over the course of time. But studies also show that, one, men raised by single fathers, children raised by single fathers in comparison to children raised by single mothers have much more of a success rate if they're raised by a single father.
I seen that statistic.
Studies also show that black men rank higher than any other group in America for the pursuit of their children.
Yep.
this whole idea that black men just don't care. Yeah, there are a lot of
media driven
people like that. Yeah. There are a lot of men like that.
Yeah, that's men in general. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
for sure. We're not gonna not acknowledge that, but this whole idea that black men are not in pursuit of their children or are disowning their children, it's never that. It's the relationship between that woman and that man. But as far as the child is concerned, that's not true.
You know what I wish there was the statistic for? I wish there was a stat for the fathers that are not in the children's lives because the child has already been trained to hate the father. I'll give you an example. 50 Cent. Now, we were young men when we were the YNs when 50 Cent came out, right? Mm-hmm. And my first rap concert that I ever went to was the Rock the Mic tour, which 50 was there. I seen with my own eyes 50 on stage in a bulletproof vest with his little toddler son, Marquise with a bulletproof vest on. But as soon as he got close to graduating high school, that's when it turned into the whole he's a deadbeat, he ain't done nothing. And then as time went on, we realized how terrible it was, to the point of like, this is all over money. This is all over like, you want extra child support. Don't forget he put himself on child support and his baby mom ended up getting less than what he was already giving. Because she tried to get more out of him. So I would
that whole bought all the shoes out there.
Try to give him his own store, his own business. And my thing is that when you have scenarios like that, there's not a stat for it, but I'm curious on how many children out there, how many youngsters out there, how many adults out there really despise their father when they were trained to, and that father probably wanted to be there. And maybe they did give up. I'm not saying the father should have, but maybe the father was like, man, my hands are tied. This kid don't want to talk to me. The mom has custody. All of these things are lies. And the crazy thing is this. If I hear men tell another man, you should never give up on your children no matter how hard the mother is making it and all that other stuff, I'll respect it. The only thing it's hard for me to respect is when I hear women say you should never give up on your children no matter how hard the mom is making it, because a woman won't know what that feels like. Because majority of the time they have the custody of the child, and it is very hard, especially here in Cali, to snatch that custody away, no matter how bad of a mom she could be.
Laws are usually in their favor.
It's always in their favor, right? Sure. So I do cringe when I hear a lot of women say that, like, hey, you should just try, doesn't matter, do whatever you got to do. It's like, you don't even know what that feels like. You don't even know what that workload is like. I understand it, not because I've been through it, but because I have close brothers of mine that have been through it and still going through it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I would love if maybe in the next 3 to 5 years that stat came out where they were able to get enough research and data to show this is the amount of fathers that aren't around because they were pushed out. Yeah, you know what I mean?
They had to ask like the first questions they have to ask is just ask the group of boys or men like to describe their mother first, and then describe your mom in relationships, and then you like you start thinking and saying that, and then you lead up to, okay, now when was the first time how does your mother speak about your father? Boom, then it'll lead up to
that's always telling. Yeah, that's always telling how they speak about their father. Because
if we ask it in a certain like order, then we'll be able to get like a more of a truthful answer. Like if they describe mom first, like everybody, they don't know what the next question is.
Right.
Then the next one is like, how is she in relationships?
Right.
Boom. Okay. Now to the father one. Yeah. So now we can get more of an assessment, I think, in that order. But yeah, it would be certain questions like that you would have to ask the boys or the men. Probably you could ask the women too, because a lot of them have matured enough to be able to.
That'd be a great project to work on. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like what's that channel, the Soft White Underbelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to get the like, we'll call it like
man, don't even do it.
Black shade under the tummy.
Nah, man, that's crazy.
Black shade under the tummy.
Man, that sounds like a weight loss program. That's crazy. But speaking of fatherhood, Ricky Smiley is in the news for kind of good and kind of bad. And basically, what it is he made an announcement that The reason why I'm laughing is because usually these announcements happen a lot earlier, and you guys understand what I mean when I say this. But he made an announcement that he has twin daughters that are 5 years old.
Okay.
So from the way it was exactly. So from the way,
just say, hey, yo, 5 years ago, man, me and my wife, we had twin daughters. Just to let y'all know.
I was on that type of time at one point with my own kids, or I wanted only my inner circle to know that I had kids. Yeah. I was really like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my reasons are way different from.
So what's his reason?
So what I don't like
years later.
What I don't like is how the story is, because I got the clip where he talks about it.
See how nosy we feel? Like nigga told us 5 years later, like we supposed to
like we was at the reunion. Yeah, and we talked to him at the reunion. Yeah. We didn't, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The way that they spend it in his interview, though, that I thought was really concerning, was it's close to his son's anniversary passing. Okay. So the way that it was kind of being delivered in the interview, which I don't think that was necessarily him saying that. I think it was a person interviewing him saying it. They made it sound like it was this moment, right? But then when you look at the content of the man who thought was the father, that's where stuff gets messy, because he decided to come out. He decided to say, okay, everybody was saying I was a deadbeat and all this other stuff. And
I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was acting. I don't know. I was like, but you look too much like y'all both got that,
like they kind of resemble each other.
Yeah, like Wayne head.
But see, here's the thing. That's common though.
Yeah, but that's what made me think he was joking. And then he had.
How many celebrities have you seen that dated and then they break up and they go date another version of them? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's where that whole conversation came out of like type.
My uncle did that for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's when we say, oh, that person definitely got a type.
Yeah. So I'm wondering though, like, is that real? Because
the storyline,
like what he was saying didn't match the energy to me. It felt like
this sound like this has already been. Well, the way I took it is that this has already been settled, and I took it like this. I took it like he's already done been through those emotions, and now that it's done came out publicly, it's no different than like you, right? Say something. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig it.
Say something happens, right? Yeah. And you done already kind of did your healing, but now it's in the public, and now everybody's hitting you up like, "Hey, man. What you mean them babies ain't yours, man?"
Already over. Now, you like, man,
so now you feel obligated to say something now.
You talking
because your Facebook is hot,
but you're not
or your
mad.
IG. Yeah,
you like, man, and she had the nerve
because you know how social media is. When something is connected to you and it's viral, what's everybody gonna do? They're gonna tag you.
That makes sense.
They're gonna tag you or whatever. So that's how I took it.
Cause look like
you could be right, but that's how I interpreted it when I watched it.
So what if it's like? I'm just thinking, like, are we in a parallel universe? Because what if there's Ricky Smiley, then what if he's Ricky Happy?
Come on, Ricky Frowny. Nah, bro,
my nigga, if another nigga show up, he say Ricky Mad.
Nah, bro, nah. They do resemble each other. I will give you that.
It's another nigga out there.
Because you trying to make it sound like it's doppelganger. But you know what's cold about that though? Think about how scary that is.
Snow White and the 7 Rickies is crazy.
Bro, think about how scary that is though. Think about like if you with a chick, right? Think about it. If you with a chick and she go mess with somebody that look like you, and those babies is his, how you gonna tell? Because if y'all both look alike, you like, yeah, man, look just like me. Yeah, but it's a whole other person out there that look like you that she was messing with. Because remember, people got a type.
People look like when they're kids, though. That's when you see what you look like,
dog.
At those, because you can only really most of the time you can compare. It's certain phenotype, but just because they got a bald head,
check this out.
Don't mean
even then
glasses.
Even then, and I'm gonna try to find the picture. My uncle, rest in peace to my uncle. He sent me a picture of Steph Curry when he was a little kid, right? It's like one of them pictures from the 90s. And he's like, man, that kind of looked like you when you was growing up. And when I looked at the picture, I was like, man, that does look like one of my childhood pictures. I don't look nothing like Steph Curry, right? I don't know,
but I'm saying,
you see what I'm saying?
Right now. Right. So you said the childhood
But you said pull up pictures of how they look when they was a kid.
So that's what I'm saying. You got to compare your childhood kid pictures to this. Like, if you were 3, you got to compare your kid's 3-year-old picture to each other.
So we got to do more research now.
That's what I'm saying, because just because they bald head, just because they look alike now, don't mean that, you know what I'm saying? Take the glasses off. That changes the face.
Yeah, it does.
That changes everything.
That does.
He can put on some Ricky Smiley glasses and wear.
Bro, why they got
and they got a bald head.
Nobody is saying, yo, man, what prescription you got? I got the Ricky Smiley.
No.
I never heard.
See, he don't even got the original Lil Daryl's. Like, he don't got the Coke bottles.
Bruh.
So how you know that's really have Ricky put on some Coke bottles, he'll look different.
Yeah, that is true. When he does the Lil Daryl impression, he does look totally different.
So you take the glasses off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, see what those kids look like, and then see what those 2 men childhood pictures look like.
But at the same time, man,
it's still funny though.
It's
still funny.
It's crazy.
It's still funny. If a nigga pop up right now,
bro, if somebody pop up on
right
you
now and said, "Nigga, I'm
really the dad." But remember what he said. But remember what he
look
said.
like you pop up and bring in a phone call,
bro.
She gonna light this motherfucker up,
bro. I'm looking at it like this too. He also said that her older daughter. Remember, he said he was calling the older daughter one of his too,
and it's really not.
And I mean, I don't know. And then it was getting worse because he was saying that they was messing around while they was together.
I don't know, man. Who is he, man? We got to know, where is he from?
It don't have to be. You don't.
It's easy now to find
somebody.
Out. No, I'm saying it's easy to find out if a person knows somebody now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You could find that out fast.
For sure.
To find out, especially if the person is going viral, we could figure out if you even remotely close to knowing that person.
That's true.
We can figure that out now.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, that's a crazy story for a nigga to pop up and say, "Nah, I'm the pappy."
Yeah, like Bernie Mac. I'm the pappy.
I'm that boy pappy.
And yes, it's like a.
And he looked like you. I beat his ass.
You gonna harm yourself? You gonna harm yourself?
Have you ever thought? Have you ever
beat up somebody that look like you?
My nigga. Have you ever even thought about, like, I done had thoughts about, like, okay, if I met the younger me, I'll beat his ass. But I'm like, damn, I wonder if I beat the nigga up yesterday. Like, if you ever thought in your, I done had crazy thoughts where I be like, I beat my ass, nigga. Like,
how you just in the mirror frowning. That's crazy. But I do think I will wash my younger self straight up. If I squared up with my younger self, I definitely will. So then I would wash.
As the thought goes on, it's like, okay, what about the nigga last month?
I got that grown man strength now. It's a different, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would definitely wash my younger self in a fight for sure.
It could go to a crazy thought, like, man, I beat the nigga up yesterday, 2 days ago, last month.
This is crazy. We getting into the Marvel DC universe doppelganger parallel.
That would be a crazy. I've had those thoughts for sure. Damn,
yeah, that's washed. Well, I will say that the twin girls are very, very beautiful little girls.
Do they look like Ricky?
Yes.
So they got.
Yes, they do. They do. They definitely.
They
definitely. You could definitely.
They 5?
I think they're 5.
Okay, so never mind. I thought they was infants. Day. 5. Do they wear glasses?
Nah, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Stop, bro. You're just crazy.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
The dude had glasses that was doing. Anyways, man. Anyway, shots were fired at Drake and Kendrick lately. Well,
by who?
Okay, so with Kendrick, we both heard the. We're speculating right now. Let me restate that. All right. Yeah. So there's suspicions that Joey Badass is taking shots at Kendrick. Now, the one thing that I heard that stood out to me the most, because the song ain't bad. The song's kind of clean. Fire. You know what I mean? It took me a minute to like Joey Badass. When you first sent me Joey Badass, I was like, nah, bro. And then over time, I was like, cool. I definitely love.
Once he got his own sound.
I like the 2000 album a lot.
Dope.
That's a dope album.
Yeah, for sure.
But he sounds a little disgruntled about the West Coast right now.
It was
he says too much me riding on the West Coast. I was like, what that mean, dog?
Yeah, it was a lot of
you know what I'm saying?
It was a lot of Frank stands in that bar.
Yeah. I'm like, what's up, man?
I don't know. So like obviously people gonna speculate and think he's talking about Kendrick. But to me it's like I don't even understand that. Like obviously
Not Like Us was the biggest record last year.
He's knowing what he's doing, but it's like you should be aiming that little gun you shooting at Chicago.
Why you call his gun little, man?
Because that was what it was. It was one of the Harlem Nights, like the security guard from Harlem Nights.
The homie. Stop shooting that little shit.
Man, if you don't put that little ass gun down, man, quick. So to me, it was I liked the song. The shit was dope.
Yeah, so I was dope.
But that bar was it was just like a couple words or whatever that said that. But to me, he's alluding to something and it gives it more room for speculation. And to me, I'm like, shit, Kendrick is the first time he really kind of put more of a West Coast sound like in more recent years at the forefront. When it's really been that whole drill Chicago shit in the South. Like, they've been tearing the airwaves up for the most part for the last, I
feel like a lot of the New York drill was definitely inspired by Chicago drill.
Chicago and that UK sound merged together is that New York. I swear to God, the UK. That's where Pop Smoke get his sound from. That UK production.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Production and how even like if you listen to the New York drill dudes, they rap like the UK rappers.
Yeah, they do.
So like that whole merge, it sounds
bro
crazy to me.
It sounds.
I hate it.
You know what it is with me?
I hate it.
The thing with the UK drill is like I'm not hating at all. You know what I'm saying? Because they love it, people love it, or whatever. I know Central C's been on some albums and stuff. He's doing this thing. It's just it's hard to.
That's how they talk, huh?
Yeah, because it's like, man, they got a swagger and they got a swagger in their accent, right? Yeah. So I don't feel afraid or anything like that.
You gotta see it.
I don't feel. I'm not even saying that they not gangster. They probably are gangster because their gun violence is low, but they stabbings and knife violence is up to an all-time high.
You never seen Heat? You ever seen any of those? Man, they go crazy over
they accent is game. The reason why I say they accent is gamed up is because most women like melt when they hear somebody with an accent like that. They like that accent.
Yeah,
so
but their accent,
hearing it in aggressive,
is crazy. It sound funny.
Yeah,
but you know what's crazy is they do American accents extremely well,
very well
when they do them,
and we're terrible at doing their accents.
And they sing in an American accent. But there's an artist that I was listening that I like. Her name is Mahalia.
Okay.
She sings more in her, like you can hear her British accent a lot more in her singing. Mm-hmm. She's R&B.
Okay.
But yeah, the British accent when they doing it, especially like doing the drill, it just sounds hella funny.
It does. I'm not even gonna lie.
It sounds
and they probably dead ass serious. They probably really will whoop your ass. But it's just I guess it got to grow on us for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But with the shots being taken, right? Because we're gonna say that we're assuming. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just say that Joey Badass isn't talking about Kendrick. Let's talk about this me riding the West Coast, bro. We on right now. We are. You know what I'm saying? Vince Staples is doing his thing. He got a little Netflix, series going on. We working out here, and if Nip was still around, it would really be going down because he was. When Nip passed, he was like on his, I'm not even gonna say on his way up, but he was already up and going higher. So I don't know. That line was like, I felt like that line was bait to see who will respond to it.
And to be honest, like the South and the West Coast, which when they talk about the West Coast is California basically, mm-hmm. We are kind of like self-sustaining. Like we don't need y'all got to come here. We don't need to go like New York is different. You got to do a hustle bustle to get a deal and all kind of shit out there. You got to move around. Your song got to be more than just regional and shit. Out here, it's self-sustaining. Motherfucker can get to it.
Well, a lot of our legends were and are independent.
Yeah,
E40 has been independent. Too Short,
Texas,
yeah,
that whole movement is independent.
They're independent.
The South too.
Yep.
So they can get to it, and wherever they at, it's popping.
That's that South by Southwest connection.
It's popping in Texas, and it's popping in Atlanta. So New York, don't nobody care about y'all no more. Not y'all hella mad. Like, let's talk about it. Let's start there. Like, y'all hella mad. Y'all just hella mad, and don't nobody care about it no more. Like New York, ain't nobody sitting there like, damn, we gotta go over there. No, y'all gotta come out here.
I see what you're saying, because they were like the gatekeepers, where you had to earn the respect and you had to go through.
Exactly.
Because with all respect, like, that's where hip hop started.
Yeah,
but gangster rap started out here.
But
and I've heard the downplaying with that, like, oh man, that's what destroyed everything and this, that, and the other. And it's like, come on, bro. If y'all didn't listen to what Curtis Mayfield was saying on Pusher Me, that's not where any of this conversation started.
I mean, other than Griselda, I mean, they had a run, but it didn't last like crazy. Like, they still doing it, but they run it didn't reach like top 5 charting.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Top 10, top 20 charting. They still get
They kind of were like Slaughterhouse almost.
Yeah, mind you, they had a crazy run.
Yeah.
But y'all hella mad because don't nobody gotta go over there. Nobody care.
Well, there's
about it. Nobody's
more
trying
than
to even be like y'all no more.
There's more than one entry rate to the game now,
and their whole identity is even more. They more mad because their identity, as far as like the sound, the influence, the way they dress, like they've adopted more of other regions than what people are adopting from them, and so. You got a whole, especially an artist like Joey Badass, who is true to the culture, so to say, as far as rapping and lyricism goes. But you hella mad. you hella mad because all you see is these other influences, and you said too much West Coast. Like, whatever you saying, we gonna, especially out here. If we feel like you said something, like if they say if it don't
if
fly,
we feel like you said something, you said it to us.
If it don't apply, if it don't apply, let it fly.
Let it fly. Yeah.
But if we feel like you said,
if you say anything West in it,
hey, what's up with that? Hey, check it out. Hey, come here. Real quick.
Come here.
Hey, come holler at me real quick about what you had said.
Yeah.
And then you gotta explain that.
Right.
And make it make sense.
Explain yourself.
Because if you don't, you know what I'm saying.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
But that's real. Like, I do feel you on that whole, like, you do sound like you a little mad, because I will say this, the Swiss Beats had came out with a project a couple years ago, right? He had Nas, all these people, and his whole goal of that project, when I seen the interview, was he wanted that New York sound, right? He wanted that sound, like, this is our sound. This is what I wanted to sound like. And I felt that because he comes from a different era of how New York used to sound. Make no mistake, there's a lot of us from the West Coast that loved a lot of people that came out of New York. I got a lot of favorite people.
I grew up more liking East Coast music more than any other region.
Right.
It's that, as far as that sound, like what you would label as East Coast sound.
Right.
Before I started even listening to them.
And even when I name my top 5, it starts out with an East Coast cat, Nas. The majority of my top 5 list is West Coast, but my number 1 has always been Nas. I was always one of my biggest influences as a young person. But at the same time, it's just like when Atlanta went on that run. Atlanta went on a decade.
On the run, they still
went on
running.
A decade. No, I'm talking about they are still running.
They still running.
But I'm talking about when everybody was really pushing out music, when it was T.I. always putting out music, Jeezy always putting out music, Outkast was still dropping music. I think that
was the beginning of their run.
You think so?
I'm like, Atlanta's been like, let's say they might fizzle out of having a top rap artist at the moment.
Right.
Right now, they still got them, like, because Thug is out.
Yeah,
and
Thug,
they have like
Future.
Right?
Yeah.
Then let's go to R&B.
Right.
Then let's go to the sound like of the like what you would call like kind of like a the Wayne Future type sound.
Yeah.
The little
The
babies.
auto tune.
Like,
Yeah.
Wherever you going, they got a sound. It don't matter where one
and then you got to think about like a lot of the one hit
rises.
wonders too that have put out some dope hits in certain years too. So yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah, Atlanta's still like they're continuously producing artists and music and having an extreme huge influence on rap. New York, again, I don't know what his problem was when he said that he got to explain it.
Yo, Joey Badass got New York in trouble for that line.
Yeah, he
got New York in trouble for saying that.
There's a nigga with a niggas gonna pull up at the airport. Like, hey, what Joey was talking about? Are you from? Where you from, cuz? From New York. What's up with Joey Badass and all that? Like, this nigga is from Saskatchewan, nigga from somewhere else.
He's from Albany.
You don't know Joey Badass because we think out here, nigga.
And it's crazy because we got a rapper out here named Badass.
Oh yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Who you talking about? Oh yeah, Snoopy No Badass. Snoopy No Badass, nigga. That's his name. They on his helmet. That nigga, he is a character, boy.
Bruh.
They on him. Tough.
Yeah, man. I mean, he said what he said, and then
Munchie B, the blind nigga said, "Nigga, hey, catch my one of my homies catch the."
Bruh, come on, man. Yo, what about what Drake had to say? It seemed like Drake addressed some people too. They broke down the lyrics.
Okay.
I don't remember the song title, but
I haven't heard. Did I hear it?
You probably did. Probably forgot about it. But some of the lyrics.
I heard the breakdown.
He was
I just didn't hear the song.
He was, to me, it still sounded like it was a lot of subliminals because obviously he felt a way about LeBron. You know the geeky people that really go and be like, oh man, look, they don't follow each other no more. So that turns into news. But apparently there's some issues there. He has some issues with Lamar. Obviously coming back to playing the West Coast, right? But they had some words on the sideline when he was, because he's playing for the Kings. And, he's just addressing some things. But one of the things that I thought was very misleading and confusing was the line where he was saying about the little girl is his dad's daughter, but not his sister. And then it reminded me,
that's not my sister, Dad.
But what it reminded me of was the we fed you the fake information about having a daughter, but he didn't have one. But now you got a sister, but it ain't your sister. So it was a lot of because he was addressing the Meet the Grams with certain lines, and then he took a shot at Kendrick, or not Kendrick. He took a shot at J. Cole for apologizing and going on the apology tour and standing down. So it's just,
I don't know. This whole thing just went under everyone's radar because nobody's talking about this song at all.
Yeah, we waiting for the Super Bowl.
I mean, I seen the breakdowns. Obviously, but it wasn't hitting. It didn't hit enough to where people like, ooh, he dropped. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But as far as the girl thing, the little girl.
When they say when you let a person keep talking, you'll find out the truth.
Yeah, it's a nigga said it was your daughter. It was your fucking little sister, nigga.
Yeah.
So you got a little sister. Your pops running around doing.
So
what? Everybody
hiding stuff or?
How old is the little girl?
I don't know, man. He didn't say it in the song. I don't know.
I don't know. It seemed like when you hit somebody with the good joke. You know how you get somebody with the good joke in front of everybody at the cafeteria, and they keep saying stuff, and then every time they say something, you keep getting them like it's like the nigga walked into the cafeteria. You. And then the nigga they pointed at the camera zoomed in
somebody pointed me out like that. I'm about to be like, you need to step outside and redo that again, bro, because you're not just gonna spotlight me.
That's what he did.
Cuz you're not gonna just spotlight me like that.
I was watching Kid and Play, house party the other day. When they in the cafeteria, it's like that whole little scene where he's so used to like punking niggas and sliding niggas across the lunch tables and shit like that.
Hey, why was that a thing in the 90s, man?
To slide a nigga across the lunch table?
It just didn't matter what fight scene it was. If there was a table, somebody was getting slid across the table.
I used to think, nigga, side note, in the 90s, we seen a lot of food fight movies.
Yeah.
Me and my nigga Jay Seuss.
Jay Seuss?
So his name spelled Jesus, but his name Jay Seuss.
Not Jesus?
Nah, he's black. Jay Seuss, nigga.
We're going to talk about that.
He used to didn't like when we used to get on that. We used to be like, Jesus. But anyway, so we kind of fake frenemies at the time.
Okay.
So we get into it at the cafeteria. Nigga, I don't know if he threw it, I threw it first, whichever. Nigga, I swear to God, I thought it was finna be like a movie where you starts throwing something and then everybody join in. Nigga, we was the only two niggas throwing food at each other. Nigga, send our ass home.
You and y'all suspended.
Home, nigga. In all the movies, they made it seem like.
So you've never seen a food fight in school?
Never, nigga. We was throwing food at each other. That's what it was called. It wasn't called they had a food fight on the referral. It said they was throwing food back and forth.
Hey man, you know how lame that gotta look when only two people is food fighting? Hey, now that I think about it, when I was going to private school, right? I did see, and I hope both of y'all watching right now. I did see a couple have a personal food fight with just them two.
Where at?
It was in the cafeteria.
In the cafeteria.
It was like right across from each other. They was hitting each other with chocolate milk and mashed potatoes and all of that stuff. And these two people are actually somewhat popular on social media today. But I'm not gonna do that. Now, I have experienced a real life food fight because I thought all of that was fake. I was like, man, I only see it in the movies. I only see it in the movies.
I'm like, we're jealous.
Now let me tell you, and this is the crazy part because you know some people that was probably there.
For real.
8th grade. It was right after I moved from Visalia to move out here.
Okay.
8th grade, Leroy Green, junior high. It was funny because one of the homies had a cast at the time. He had crutches.
Okay.
Right? And something happened, and it happened just like a movie. Somebody threw something, somebody else threw something. It got on a couple other people, and it was a whole food fight in the cafeteria. So for those of y'all that went to Leroy with me, I know y'all remember that day. And the funny thing is, the homie, because the homie that was on crutches, he rapped now. I ain't gonna put him out there like that. But he was like in the middle of the cafeteria.
Oh.
So it was like a movie.
You just have to cover him. Leave no soldier behind.
Like in the movies when somebody's running and they getting shot
like
while they running, but they getting hit. They getting hit. But but he was hitting the crutches, bro. He was trying to crutch his way out. Banana peel. You know what I'm saying? A chocolate milk carton.
Hell, man.
But
two or one.
He had two crutches,
okay,
but
so he had more emotion with two.
Yeah, bro.
He tried to get up out
but bro, you probably slipping on juice, I did witness in the actual. It's nothing. You gotta take the L, but yeah.
It's like being a horse. Like you to a horse, if you just walk, you can't like lift your arm.
Yo,
he was a horse.
Bruh, he was one of the main things I remember about that food fight, bro, because he was trying to get low, bro, on them crutches.
Yeah,
but it did happen. So because that happened and I experienced it, when I've seen it in movies, I was like, yeah, it really does happen like that. It does happen because it happened. Just like I was like, I gotta wake up from this dream because there's no way that this is really happening. And it was in the morning.
We got to know how.
And it was bruh. It was in the morning too.
So then y'all extra crazy because niggas hungry in the morning.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You can't just slap me with a sausage patty and some bread.
He slapped you with the
sausage patty? I didn't get hit with nothing. I got up out of there. I had a nickname in junior high called, my nickname was Speedy because I would get up out of there. I was
Oh, okay.
I left out of there unscathed.
Okay.
I can't say that about all of the rest of my friends and stuff like that.
It was me and Jay Seuss was easily identified.
Jay Seuss is crazy.
We was easily identified.
Jay Seuss is crazy. Is he rapping now? He got a rap.
Jesus used to be one of the dunkers and shit for the Warriors, like during the little halftime shit. They be springing off the little thing.
For real?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Man, what do we do about the culture, man?
The culture, like, what do we do?
Well, I'm just saying, like, when we go through these topics, man, you got the baby mama, baby daddy drama, you got the can't forgive you. The reason why I'm asking that question is because, a lot of times we have these conversations about these debacles and crazy things that's going on in our culture. Yeah, we laugh about it, stuff like that. But, I like to end on a note. We got to give a message on doing better. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like with the Cenat scenario, leave that boy alone, and maybe y'all need to practice more forgiveness. It's still early enough in the year for you to be a better person.
I say just mind your business.
We can't say that when they putting it all over the social media, though.
No, I'm saying mind your business in the fact that, view, observe, and don't be so involved in having to feel like you got to talk and respond about it, and then you make it part of your life.
That's true.
So mind your business. Like, okay, I'm observing. Luke, that's the news. That's what it is. Oh, okay, but I don't mean I got to call the news station or call this fucking newspaper and tell them my opinion about everything.
Yeah,
right into the paper,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
It's the same with this. It's like I don't got to call the radio station.
Right.
I'm observed. That's what's going on. Okay, and then I get back to my life. So that's what I mean by minding my business. It's mind your business. It's 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Shit it's I don't know, man. I don't even know what other words to say but mind your business, because that's really the highlight of everybody's lives, is minding other people's business and really not focusing on themselves. So,
for the most part, I think for the most part, a lot of us do mind our own business, but we gonna have opinion about some business that came across our desk.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But I would say this: just if I go down the line, and I look at all of the things that we discussed, Cenat, I think it's great that he has a relationship with his dad. And for those that are angry about young men giving their father a chance later on in life, I would encourage you to try to look past your emotions, because those of us who don't have our father anymore, I would take that opportunity any day. You know what I mean? I'll take that opportunity any day. So look at it like it's more of a benefit for them instead of proving something to you personally. Mm-hmm. And then I would say with the Ricky Smiley thing, that scenario is wild, but at least those little girls know who their father is for real, though. You know what I'm saying? At least they know who their father is.
Find your baby pictures, nigga. Find your baby pictures, my nigga. Because that's how you gonna figure it out, because a nigga gonna get a pair of glasses and shave his head fast, nigga. And all you gotta do, you gonna be like, man, that kind of look like me.
Yeah.
Go get your baby picture.
Yeah, I know ain't no denying my kids. I already see my kids.
I mean, it's only really one other way that the main way to go do it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you want a little bit of to slow the heartbeat down a little bit, go look at your baby pictures and check and be like, okay. Look at our baby pictures, check, and okay. And then still go and do that. Go do that.
Go handle that.
Figure that out.
Go take that test. Make sure you pass.
It's a few scientists. All they do is do some shit.
Yeah.
A few vials here and there, and they'll make the comparison.
Right. And then I'll close out with this too. I'll close out with this. As far as the rap beef, keep it going. I love it. I'm not gonna lie.
Now with this,
I want more. I'm not saying that it need to be violent, but I like the competitive behavior that's going on with these artists, challenging each other, showcasing their skills, calling certain things out, because that's what I remember coming up.
That's what I was gonna say about dude. With the cafeteria thing. Bruh. You know when you make the joke about somebody in public, in front of everybody.
Yeah,
right?
In front of an audience, yeah.
And then they keep you hit them so hard with the good joke that they keep trying to come back and say something to redeem themselves. Mm-hmm. Knock it off. That's all I'm saying. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Whether you Whether you
talking about the Drake response,
knock it off. It's over with.
Well, I think he made the situation worse with the whole lawsuit thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
just
just
record a dope album. Just go do another dope album.
Yeah.
Worry about that. Let people say whatever they gonna say. I mean,
it'll blow over. You see Cole, like, I ain't gonna lie, it is. I do pass up a Cole song when it come up in my playlist because I still ain't got over that feeling. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I think I want to hear you talk.
But you know what?
But his new shit that he dropped, he's doing other things with the podcast. He's doing other things, and he kind of just like left that whole thing alone. And
but when you don't give it fuel, it does go away. I mean, for example, the Jay-Z elevator situation that went away until like someone may bring it up or something similar happens. Right. There are things in people's careers that happen that were big where it's like, oh man, this might be over, but they just do it moving. And
Puffy was the news for a minute. He's still the news, but like other things.
So that case start or the trial start.
Then it was Lil Durk.
Yeah.
Then it was something else.
Yeah, it's always going to be someone else in the hot seat. So if you just do what you need to do, let time pass.
He was talking about. I did.
He said it was crimes.
Those was crimes.
They're not going away.
But he did commit a crime against hip hop.
Who?
Cole.
Yeah.
It was a hip hop.
That is a hip hop crime to throw a rock,
an MC rhyme,
and hit somebody in the head, and then say you sorry. And if you want to hit me with the same rock, you can. Yeah. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Cole just making dope music. Yeah. I just like the competitive behavior with the back and forth and stuff like that. Sure. I mean, minus the violence, I do like that.
A little violence ain't too bad.
I mean, I don't
really
look at a fist fight as violence because we watch boxing and MMA. I mean like fatal things that happen. You know what I'm saying?
You know that nigga Loose Cannon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seen the video of Cuz and
that's different politics though.
You seen that one?
It's different politics out here in the West.
You seen it?
There's no pause button on the game.
Did you see the video?
There's no pause button in the fighting game in the West Coast. So that's why I say it's different. Man, we gotta get out of here, dog. We gotta pay bills, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, we finna get out of here. You've been tuning in to the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building.
Until further notice, Poe.
You've been tuning into a special segment of Outlawed Opinions. You know where to find all of the content. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Leave your comments. Let us know what you agree with, what you disagree with. And we'll be back. Until next time, peace.